Hello and welcome to Reclaim Your Power. My name is Rochelle, but you can call me Roro. And today we have the gorgeous Altair with us, joining us here. So welcome, my love. So good to have you here. And she is a light language channeler, galactic contact, akashic and psychic healer, Reiki practitioner, Kundalini yoga teacher, and tarot and divination astrologer. Woo! And she is here to help the conscious collective ascend and to help individuals raise their frequency and to really step into their power as an infinite being of love and light. So together we can co-create a new earth in the frequency of abundance and love. I love it so much. It's so good. And the topic we're going to be diving into today is calling you home to your power through light language and divine channeling. So I'm going to pass it over to you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's very, very special to be here and to, just be here to be able to thank you for creating this platform for us women to share and empower each other. It was quite a beautiful introduction, so thank you for that. So with me, I started on this journey many, many years ago, actually, from when I was a child. But I had my very big shift, I would say, between 2017 and 2018. It was around that time when I started opening up more to, I would say, myself, but also like receiving messages. I mean, if I look back, I've actually always channeled all my life. I just didn't know I was doing it. And most people do it anyway. Most people actually channel but are not aware of it. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say I don't know, your friend comes over and she's upset, and all of a sudden you start giving her these like words of wisdom or understanding of her situation, whatnot, and after it you're like, oh wow, where did that kind of come from, so but it is, you know what I mean? It is like that. It's in your everyday life. Everyone can channel and is channeling and has had experiences in channeling. So with regards to the light language, for those who are not familiar with it, light language is basically an expression of the soul. It can be expressed in many different ways, through hand gestures, through vocal, like an actual language, different dialects, through writing, through drawing, through any kind of movement, really. And it is an expression of the soul. When the actual language and the vocal comes through, the way I understand it and see it is it's a frequency which is of a specific vibration, which gets integrated on a subconscious level. So it bypasses the conscious mind and it goes directly into your energy field, activating your DNA, your chakra systems. And it also gives an automatic sensory meridian response. So if people are familiar with the ASMR, that's also part of what light language is as well. But it's you can't really, it's undefinable. You can't really content. And in the same way, I will give a transmission at the end so that people can, tune into it and understand more. But it really is all encompassing. That's how I see it. You can't really translate it verbatim. You can kind of like get a feeling or set an intention for what can come through. It can really be used for anything, for like healing pain, again, clearing your system, anything from the nervous system to calming yourself, for manifestation, setting intentions, releasing ego, karmic clearing, timeline clearing. Like we can really go anywhere with light language. It's a very versatile healing modality. So yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. How do you think it's changed your work by incorporating this type of element to it?
Well, first of all, every time I channel, I'm also working and healing myself. So that's the first thing. Like for me, that was very, how can I say, very obvious, very obvious. I went through quite an intense journey myself before I got to where I am now. This was about 2019. I was in an abusive relationship. It wasn't very long. It was very karmic. This person was contracted with me to be the father of our child. But unfortunately, like it was very karmic, very violent. Like he tried to actually kill me. I had to really come out of that by myself. And I did. And that really put me really into my power. Not that I wasn't before. I was already doing energy work before him. I was already doing healing. I was already Reiki practitioner. But I hadn't released certain things, and I hadn't gone through that very quick traumatic experience. And anyone who has been on this journey of ascension will know that the more you raise your frequency, the quicker the lessons are. It just gets quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. So for me, that was a very short period of my life, but very intense. I felt like I lived and cleared so many lifetimes in just maybe like 4 months of my life. And then obviously 4 months after that, I had my daughter, and that was a whole other change in perception and frequency and whatnot. So everything that happened to me there then brought me to being more grounded, more open, more also understanding to what other people are going through and what other women have gone through as well, and be able to be in a position to help and empower the women, because I did it. Like I got out of it. I got out of something that was traumatic, intense, whatever, manipulative, narcissistic. Like there's so many, unfortunately, of these situations out there, and vice versa. There's men who are also in these situations. So, but it does predominantly include women. So that was something that really shaped me into what I am now. Of course, we are infinite, so you can't really contain and define, a person and their being into experiences, but that was quite a big one for me. And after that, I guess it was just more like trusting and loving myself, and really, it was a very extensive degree of trust in the universe and in the bigger picture, because now they said, okay, like, we helping you, you done it, we assisting you into getting out of this situation and this karmic contract, this thing that you had to go through, so please carry on trusting us. So I think that was very big for me. And then the light language started coming through, about 2018 it was, but it really anchored, I think I would say, 2019, after that experience. Now for me, I don't have to call the channel in. The channel is so anchored and integrated within my system that it's always there. It's part of me. I don't even like defining myself that much as a channeler, because channeling is almost doing something that is external from you and bringing it in. I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like it's very anchored within my system. I've integrated that as parts of my multidimensional self. And obviously, the more you integrate of yourself and the more you heal karmically, the more you heal in timelines, and the more you integrate and you get soul fragments that anchor into you, and the more it opens. So one nice example that I always like to give is last year I integrated a part of myself that was actually massacred during the mermaid massacre. I don't know if people are familiar with that. There was a mermaid massacre. I think it was 20,000 years ago, something like that. And I was there, and I was massacred. And when I went into that lifetime and I sent healing and love and cleared that timeline, I integrated a soul fragment that then eventually allowed me to sing specific notes that I couldn't reach before in light language. So it's very interesting. Yeah, I could speak forever on it, but
you're like, I was just like, yes, oh my gosh, this is where like it clicks, like Ariel.
yeah.
She sings and she uses her voice, and you have red hair, and this is perfect. And the mermaid story.
I did have red hair in that lifetime as well. Not only that one, but in that lifetime I did as well. So it was very interesting when I also cleared it, because I was like, oh. And when I was like 3-4 years old, I only wanted to watch the cartoon of Ariel. That's all I wanted to watch.
Wow.
So yeah. So I mean, someone probably channeled that. And there was probably many of us, that were like that sang and whatnot. So the more I channel, the more I do the work, the more I'm working on a collective level, the more I'm also working on myself. And it'll also be very random. Like I'll have whole days where I'm clearing, and it's just either my stuff, collective stuff. Sometimes I don't even know. Generally the full moons and new moons said more of like a space of clearing, because the veil is thinner. But light languages really helped me in every single possible way. I mean, I speak light language to my daughter. She's going to be 2 in August. And if she's struggling to sleep or if she needs to calm down or whatnot, I just speak light language to her. So it's very, very versatile.
Yeah. And I love what you were mentioning before about your dog. Like, dog goes crazy, right?
Yeah, my dog really, he's shame. I think he doesn't know what's going on with the frequency. While cats are more in tune with what I do, he's also in tune, but he feels so much energy that he just starts jumping and gets very excited, and he doesn't really know why. Starts running around and running after his tail and whatnot. So the animals really do feel it. They respond to it as well. I mean, with me, I'm classically Reiki trained. So I got my first attunement in 2018. And then I finished off with my Reiki a little bit later. But that really also helped me with keeping and maintaining my channel open. But for anyone who is Reiki attuned, they understand and they know and feel how the energy works. I think it goes quite closely with the light language. Like a lot of healing modalities, there's different ones out there, but in the end, we all using, source energy, our connection, and whatnot. But I do find that the Reiki gave me a very a strong basis and foundation for me to be to where I am now.
And when people are working with you, what do you find is their experience when you introduce them to light language? Maybe even, I don't know if you've worked with clients that have been introduced to it for the first time.
Yes, I have actually. Generally, people will find me because of light language. I do a lot of stuff. I do past life clearing, akashic clearings. I do full system clearings. So I generally work remotely most of the time. So I don't even work on Zoom. I don't even need video. I just communicate with people through a message, and I say, you lie down, and then I just do my work, and then I send them feedback. So I will be using light language regardless. When I do light language activations, that will be on Zoom. People get activated. Hey, about 15 to 20% of my clients actually get activated in light language as I'm channeling. I do have 1 or 2 videos on my YouTube channel where I actually show this, where people start like channeling themselves. Sometimes they will have reactions. They will, because they're clearing, so they will burp, they will gag, they will shift, they will twitch, they will move, like a general really healing of someone who is doing even a traditional healer, or even like a shaman. They chant and then people will clear and release and whatnot. So yeah, when I first started putting my videos up, I thought that I would get, judged, or people would comment, or they would say, I must say, in almost 4 years now that I've had my YouTube channel, I think I must have gotten maybe 5 or 6 negative comments. And I think it's because of the frequency and the level of the work that people, if they don't understand it, they can't see it. They just can't see it. So obviously I'm not saying that, it can happen. It's life and polarity we live in, but it's quite interesting because, and I've had people who have had clearings for me done remotely and then said, no, I want the Zoom light language activation, and they do. But generally people who come to me are familiar with my work. So that I wouldn't say that they're very surprised when I start channeling.
Wow, cool. Yeah, I love that. I love that because it almost sounds like it's protecting the channel. Like it's just, you're in those frequencies, you're operating from that level. So you're just, you're
you can't. It is. I do a lot of protection work as well around my field, around my house, around wherever I go, really, because I get told to. Because unfortunately, there's a big misconception out there of what channeling is and how it works. Quite a few people are activated in light language, and there's a lot of channelers out there and whatnot. But there's a lot of people who are not really channeling necessarily what they think that they are channeling. And that's because listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, it takes a lot of discipline to be able to channel and to do it in a way that is safe and anchored and grounded. Like, we live in polarity still. So anyone who says, oh, like, yes, I'll just channel this and that, and I'll do it anywhere and in any way and whatnot, you actually need to put grids. You need to put, there's certain things that you need to do before you open yourself to that level and to that frequency, because or else you don't know what you're opening yourself up to. And unfortunately, we don't get taught these things in school. No one explains to you about energy cording, about attachments, about how things can really be in your field. Because if you think about it, whenever you're channeling, you're opening a beacon of light. It's light. You're connecting to source. You're connecting to your higher self. It's light. What happens? Dark things want the light. It's like, you don't need to be a genius to understand it. And because we're not, unfortunately, in fifth dimensional density just yet, as a collective, it has a as a unity and as a planet, and we still need to go through fourth dimensional density, which is polarity. And with polarity, we have good, we have the bad, we have the all, so it's just something that we need to be mindful of. So for me, I put a lot of protection on myself, every member of my family. I protect and screen and shield all my technology, because technology is a whole other dimension itself as well. This is another dimension. Mirrors are also something that needs to be protected, screened, and you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that need to be put in place before you can really be sure. And obviously, like, purity of heart and intention and whatnot is also very, very important, but just something to be mindful of. If you are watching this and you are thinking of, channeling or activating into light language and opening up or working on people or things like that, please do it, but just be mindful of how you're doing it and what process you're following before you're getting there. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's an important message for people to just to know and to be aware and mindful of, without fear. Obviously, we're doing all this with love. We're shielding ourselves with love. We're anchoring with love. We're doing it with love, because we don't want to get into fear, because then you get into polarity, and then which you persist, and you don't want to attract that. But it's just a dance and a balance, I guess, between everything.
Yeah, it's true. And with this work, there's a responsibility that we have to have, and we have to do it consciously for it to be really effective, and actually in a way that feels good and it has the result that we're looking for. We've got to have the right intentions from the beginning. What would you say would be some of the things that people can do to actually make sure that they are setting the right space, or like channeling in the right way? Just maybe some guidance just for those that may already be doing this work, actually, because there may be a lot of people coming through here that may be already familiar with energy work and that would like to maybe enhance their wisdom around it.
So first of all, calling in your guides, your higher self, the archangelic collective. I also always suggest to actually call in vocally. You don't have to shout, but just call them. Why? Because when you're calling in vocally, you're calling in through your throat chakra. You are anchoring a vibration, a frequency into third dimensional density. So it's stronger, it's more intense. You can call them in your head. That's also fine. But when you're speaking through the throat, you are anchoring this frequency here and now. So that's a good way to start. I work inside a pyramid, not all the time. I mean, now it's fine if I channel here, or I do channel around and whatnot and stuff like that. But if you're just starting off, these things are going to be your best friends, because it really creates some sort of like safe. I mean, you kind of need to program it, but even if you don't program it, it's fine. You can put crystals in it, whatnot. It will clear everything. And when you sit in it, if you are working and dealing and channeling, whatever isn't for your highest alignment, when you walk out, actually will stay in there, and the pyramid will clear it for you. So something like that is a very useful tool. I've got about 4 in my house. I've had them since, I think, 2017. I first started working with them. They work really, really, really well. Crystals also assist, remembering to cleanse your crystals, moonlight, salt water, frequencies also, solfeggio frequencies, those also work really well, which is just music to cleanse your space. Crystals, clear quartz, amethyst, also good for channeling, labradorite as well. So things like that, maybe lighting an incense, smoke, saging, cleansing your space before you go into anything. It doesn't have to be anything too dramatic, but just actions with mindfulness from the heart, with intention, will be enough. And you will feel if something's off. If you channeler and you've channeled before, you will feel if there is something off. Maybe don't go do it in a space that you're not familiar with. Don't go channel, I don't know, in someone's house and you don't know what's happened in that house and whatnot. Do it in a space that's safe. Nature is a good place where to do it as well, where you feel grounded and anchored. But really, yeah, following your intuitions and your guides, they'll show you. They'll be like, no, like, sorry, I do clear energetically quite a lot with burping and yawning. So whenever things come up or need to be cleared, yeah, I tend to burp. Those of you who follow and are familiar with my work will know. So they make me clear collectively, energetically like that. Some people yawn, some people cough. I'll do a little bit of everything. It really just depends, but generally I will clear by burping. And when I do speak of things like that, like clearing and whatnot, then they will sorry, they will make me clear as I'm speaking about clearing, because
It's just so funny because I do it all the time, and sometimes I will like try and do a session of like burping before I leave the house, so that when I'm out, I'm like not wanting to like.
Yeah, I do it every morning. I actually get up after I've been in the astral. I get up, I sit in my pyramid. I'm like, okay, guys, give it to me. What needs to be done this morning? And then I start and I do a little bit of burping before I start, my day and whatnot. But yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And can you just explain a little bit more about the mirrors? You said, it's good to clear, like protect the
Yeah.
mirrors and everything. So
So mirrors are portals because they're just a reflection. So things can come in and out, and it's the same as this technology, your screens and whatnot. What I do is I usually just put platinum white light all around it. I will actually go with my hand and put light around it, or even imagining light around it. Something that works very, very well with protecting you, spaces, cleansing is the diamond violet flame of Atlantis. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It was basically it used to be the violet flame that came from ancient Atlantis. It was then taken away from humanity after the fall of Atlantis because we weren't deemed responsible enough to use it. I think Saint Germain and Zadkiel were in control of it, and it was given back to humanity in 1989. But it was kind of upgraded and became the diamond violet flame of Atlantis. Something else was added to it to make it even more powerful, and so now we've been allowed to use it. So it's one of the most powerful and versatile tools out there. Please, guys, use it. There is information about it online, so you can do your own research and see if it resonates or not. But I use it a lot every morning. I use it to cleanse my space. There's a few transmissions online of people who, call it on. I think Steve Nobel did one as well. His transmissions are very, very good. He did one with a flame, and I don't really know who others did one, but yeah, that really, really, really helps in assisting cleansing.
cool. Yes. Okay, perfect. So, do you want to go into the transmission now? Does it feel good now?
Again?
Is there anything else that you feel like you want to share before we go into that?
Yeah, maybe just for anyone who's thinking to go into channeling, or even if it's like a hobby or anything like that, trust yourselves. It's very important because very often, more than not, the messages will come through in a way that is non-linear. There's also, everyone is different, but we all have the different clair senses that we can tune into. Some of them have more clairaudience, some are more clairvoyant, some are more clairsentient. So finding out and understanding where your emphasis and where your most developed gift is very, very important. And then from then working onto that, and remembering that if something isn't for your highest alignment, it's not going to come through. Sorry, something I want to quickly share also on is, this is what I get asked all the time by everyone. Two things. One, how do I figure out my soul mission? And two, how do I access the akashic records? This is just like the standard one-on-one question that everyone always asks me, So the soul mission, guys, you can make whatever you want into your soul mission, because you are master co-creator beings of your own reality. So whatever you want to do, you can do it. But a nice way of seeing it and understanding is something you love doing. Yeah, they want me to pull through. I'm going to pull through now. Something you love doing, something that you are good at doing, something that you can make a living from, and something that helps on a collective level, which doesn't have to mean that you need to go out and heal people. You can be an architect and make beautiful houses and buildings for people, and you're still helping on a collective level. Does it make sense? So that is a nice way of seeing and looking at it. Sorry. And with regards to accessing your records, I think it's very important to release any attachment to wanting it, because that was what happened with me. I really wanted to access them like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, I was like, no, please, I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. And then all of a sudden I went through my turmoil and whatnot. And then after that, I didn't care like about knowing. And then I started accessing them. So for me, it's like, I don't want to know about myself. I don't like, they'll tell me if I need to know, like, but I don't go and ask. It's just, no, guys, I just want to live my life. I go in there and ask for people all day, every day already. I don't want to know. Do you know what I mean? So if you're wanting to do it for the wrong reasons, it's going to be very difficult. Like I don't think you'll be able to access them, if it makes sense. But if you do it out of a place of love, help, and assistance, and really pure intention, then you will probably be able to access it. This is how I understand it. I know there's a lot of people out there who have written books and given methods on how to access them and whatnot. Like, I do believe that those can work as well. But in my own personal experience is, if you go in and you ask like for personal gain and ego-based, information, then it's not really gonna, so yeah.
I love that. Yeah, so powerful. It's so good. Like, I haven't really done too much with the Akashic records, but it's a very fascinating topic to have into.
For me, the way I understand it is we don't directly go into the records. We just get given and handed the information. Like Altair, don't go in and through the stuff. What I'll do is I'll ask a question, and so I'm actually holding a masterclass on this and on channeling right now. So this is why it's very relevant at this moment in time, because a lot of people are wanting to ask and understand. I'll ask a question, but what I've learned is that questions need to be asked in a specific way to get the wanted answer. And then from there, I'll ask another question, which will then give me more information. Then I get handed the information. I don't per se go in and you also need permission from the person. I do it for people because I obviously do energy work, and I mainly use it to clear timelines. So past lifetimes, trauma, patterns, old habits, energy coding, karmic ties. So that's what I mainly use it to for work. I don't really go in and ask for future. I mean, if people ask me, I can ask, but it's mainly for, I do akashic clearing. So I clear them. I clear the timelines for them. I'll have knowledge, I'll say to them, and then I'll actually physically go in the timeline and clear it. Like, they actually make me actually physically clear it, so that it is an assistance for them to heal. And then I'll do the soul fragment retrieval, so that I'll reintegrate the fragments of the soul that kind of like sort of sharded off in the trauma in the past lifetime, and then anchor it back into their system in order for them to become, a better version of themselves, more multidimensional, more anchored, and more able to open up to more things.
Super cool. Makes me want to do a session with you.
Ah!
I'm like, yeah, this sounds rad. Sounds good. Okay, cool. So how does it feel now to go into something to share? And
so if you can just close your eyes and
change the screen a little bit. I'm going to put you on the speaker view. There we go. So it's all on you now.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so just relaxing your body, closing your eyes, anchoring into your physical vessel. Just being in a space of openness, of oneness, not trying to understand, not trying to interpret, just really trusting in the close, trusting in what it is that needs to come through for your highest alignment. Okay, I'm going to do a heart opening now. Tiana tarakrak kretro ismaishe natakai ro in maya taraishe takakra kreo Karaishmat Naraishmat Naraishmat Nat Karem Ratro Kokoroishena Takrak. Tan Mayet Rasiet Kakuro Train Maraishin no Tukoroishim Matakara Trade Narat opening heart opening systems opening calling in divine rays divine light calling in anchoring codes of light, codes of love, codes of knowledge, understanding, opening, anchoring, tuning, tiena taka krek kot koro treat reis matkano ishena taka chian marai to ko ishen marai chiara takara tri materasiak krena ta krek na tro triat kren mara ichkat kreno to roisen matakra nreate rayate kaka krukt na triat kreisat kruan marayate o riena tarayet narashiu ayon ramre opening, anchoring, more light, more rays coming in divine rays. Okay, angelic rays, anchoring, blue rays of knowledge, green rays coming in, anchoring into the heart, anchoring into the heart, opening structures, opening systems, anchoring, more light into blueprint, activating. Okay. Clean, releasing, pushing out all the densities, clearing out. Okay, you might feel nausea, overheating, pressure on the head, clearing, releasing, no. Karmariam kakakaroyu motoration ataka tiet karatre utroatera te kakukora yenara chien maratara issea te kokoro tukora trien mataka kriktnat kroatren marayo teroshien atakra tiat kroa nreat kre sai marat kre at kren rat kruan maraya terat krak. Yeah, you might feel this releasing in the solar plexus because I'm also clearing all the emotions like fear, resentment, anger. Okay, letting go, including the solar plexus and the sacral, letting go of shame, guilt. Okay, family cords, clearing, releasing, cleaning up, into the heart, more rays coming in. Kakoroya maraishe taka chiena taka kakoroturia kara tre maratro isate kakoishmataka tiena taka krektna trot kre ramra nroari ariaishenataka. Remember, you are infinite, infinite beings of light and love na no kokoishe chain marataka kreate kokora tria ishmasenataka. Kakaraishenataka chien maratera treo to kokoko raya maraishetaka kakarishetaka releasing. Okay, I'm clearing a loss now, yeah, sure, and grief from the heart. Opening, 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 attuning, opening, attuning, opening, attuning. I'm doing some work on the throat now, opening, attuning, 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 attuning into light, more light, more light, more light, coming in, coming in, coming in, coming in, releasing, 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 shame, 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 releasing, shame, 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 not feeling good enough, clearing now, clearing now, clearing now, 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 now. Now, yak kokora ishina taka mishina taka na itu kokoro ishina taka tiar marata ka kokoro tu ishina ta 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 Chien marataka areo ishateka chiena takaka ruamata biese tarata 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 tania na 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 Closing. Okay, I'm going to place protection around the fields as well. Yo takaish matreya nare yo nam nae yo man nae yo maram yo tukaish ta 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 ta. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. 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 Okay, you can gently start anchoring back into your body. Grounding back into your physical vessel. Whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes and come back here. How are you feeling?
That was awesome. Like, I'm extremely attuned to like how my body feels through things. And so that was fascinating just to witness. Like, literally I could feel it. Like, things, how do I explain it? You know when you see like it's frosty in the morning and then the heat comes, the sun comes, and then you see like the smoke. It's like things are rising because things are melting, and it's like you can see the dew. It's like there's that. So it was this feeling of like things just kind of, my body was like kind of almost wanting to like sway, and it was kind of just going like upwards and out through my like crown, and it was like being almost like it was like coming through from my legs. I could feel it, like where we, you know, where like we can like we lock in and we condense, we contract, and then we hold that, and it densifies in like our cells, and it could feel it literally kind of like there is this expansion that's happening. Like I could feel it in my legs, especially. It was just like, and it was like fascinating. I could keep explaining it, but it was fascinating, so powerful. It's amazing. I'm super curious. Yeah, I'm super curious what other women feel from that. That was amazing.
Yeah, people feel different things. When I talk and I say just general guidelines of what you can feel, but different people feel different things. Some people describe it like vortexes turning into their chakras. Some people feel in different chakras. Some people actually have to sleep straight after, or feel like dizzy or drowsy or feel ungrounded. My advice is just, keep an open mind and open heart, and listen to your body and to what it is that your body is saying to you. And it's nice to try different things. The healing bypasses the conscious mind. So even if you're actually just having this in the background and doing something else, you're still going to receive the healing. It's still going to come through to you. You might not integrate in that specific moment. You might integrate when you go to sleep or a little bit later in your meditation, but you will still receive the codes if you have this on and they're coming through.
Yeah, amazing. Was there anything that was like coming through for you that maybe you didn't speak on, but like you were sensing or picking up on? Like, I'm curious, like just your reflection just on that.
So I was told to do a heart opening when I started. So that's generally what I do collectively when I start and do these transmissions. Unless it's obviously on my channel, but when I do for an interview or things like that, they always tell me to do a heart opening. I did a lot of sexual trauma, shame, guilt, resentment, a lot of feminine sexual trauma in the sacral. That I didn't verbalize it, but I felt it and I saw clearing it. Trauma, even that past lifetimes that's hidden, that are not aware of, and we're not just as a feminine collective because of all the years of oppression that we've been through. This is something that will help with that as well on an individual level and collectively. So that is something. Thank you for asking that, actually, because it's good to say it and for people to know as well that it will assist in that.
And she's back.
Okay, we back. Yeah, everything went off and came back on.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. So, as you were saying, thank you for asking that.
Yeah. Thank you for asking that because it's really good that it was brought to the attention of it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's and again, this is a topic that has come up many times with the women. But yeah, the sexual trauma, especially like and around sexuality and pleasure and everything is such a hot topic, I think, and one that I definitely on a personal level, but just seeing, other women experiencing that as well, like that's a huge thing that we need to kind of work with and reclaim and own our pleasure again and heal the things that have blocked that.
Heal the centuries.
Right.
literally heal the centuries. Yeah, and we will, and we're doing it. And I think it's beautiful. Like, thank you for you also for allowing this platform, for the women, for this empowerment. And I think, yeah, we are seeing more and more unity in that aspect, I think. And we are all finding our little groups and our little tribes and our little, and then getting into bigger ones and bigger ones. So I'm seeing a very beautiful opening in the community for where we're going, in the future. Yeah.
Skin, are you there? Are you gone?
Okay. Yes,
Okay,
you're
cool. I
back.
was like, oh, she's
Sorry.
frozen. Okay,
You froze for a
cool.
second. Yeah. No, you back now. Yeah, it's fine. I think we had a very smooth technology. Hey, like I would have been surprised if it happens with the light language. It happens. It will affect the technology. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but it's just the frequency of it. I had a live that I was doing on Instagram, where I was doing it through my phone and my computer in the back just started like flashing like a mad thing, all different colors. And like, I've never seen any, I couldn't film it because I was on the live, but I was telling my people, and they were also seeing, like, the people on the live were like, why is your face changing color? And I'm like, guys, like, my computer's going mental. So yeah, it's very common.
Wow. Yeah. The way you do it is that it's different to, and it feels different to other people. I mean, everyone's going to be a bit different with what they bring through and the energy of the person, right? But yeah, yours is very powerful. It really stuck out to me, and that's one of the reasons why I reached out, because I was like, this woman, she knows. Like, I get it. Like, she gets it. Like, yeah. It was really important. Okay, cool. So if anybody wants to come and find you and work with you, what's the best way to do that?
I think through my website, or you could even, I mean, you can contact me on Instagram, but I will generally redirect you through my website anyway. And it's just my name, altairlucrezia.com. I've got like a little form that you can just fill in if you've got any questions, or there's all my different services there, and everything that I offer from full system clearing, past life akashic clearing, which was the one I mentioned before, light language activation. I am currently holding a masterclass. I'm fully booked for the one at the end of the month, but I've got, I think, a few spaces left for the one in May. It'll be on a Saturday, and I will be channeling live in it as well. I'm only taking 10 people for it. because I want to be able to give individual attention to everyone. I might do one again in September. I don't know yet. They always send me different things to do depending on what is needed collectively. And then I do hold a 6-week and a 6-month program, which is my most popular service because it includes all of my services. So if you choose to do that, then it's one-to-one work together. And it's basically like a guide on ascension, awakening, opening up your own channel. I teach you a whole bunch of different things, how to physically move energy around your body, how to access the akashic records. We do galactic work, past lifetimes work, and yeah. But you can find all of that on my website. And then I also do art, channeled art. So I will do a channeled light language piece with specific codes that is attuned to your energy and your frequency. So that is something that I offer as well. I do have so much material up for free on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. So if you don't worry, if you don't want to, you can still get the benefit of my work because I've got about 100 videos, maybe more on YouTube where I channel and do light language. And then I do something once a month, which is called a collective healing, and it's only $12. And you get 45 minutes of channeled light language on your email. So you message, you buy the ticket on my website store page, and then I put you on the list, and then on the 12th of every month you receive a 45-minute recording of channeled light language. You just lie down and relax, and then it just does work with your system. And I do send a general collective feedback a few days after as well. So I've got one in May. I won't have one in June because I'll be traveling, but I will have one in July as well. But that's probably like the most affordable one for everyone because it really helps supporting me, and it's very small for anyone who can't really afford to have, one-to-one or things like that. I do mentoring and coaching. If you channeler, if you're starting with light language, you need assistance, you need to know what to do, I do that as well. So yeah, I am like, there is quite a lot of different things, but please, like, I'm always open to anyone if they have questions. But I would say through my website is the best because then I'll get it on my email and then I'll get back to you through there. The messages sometimes on Instagram, they go in the other folder. I don't see them. I don't read them. So rather contact me through my website page. Yeah.
Perfect. I'll make sure to link it so people can find you.
Yeah.
Amazing. So my last question to you is something I'm asking everybody, and that is just if you have anything else you want to share to the women who are reclaiming their power that maybe you haven't touched on that you feel is important for them to know.
Really trust yourselves and know that you are powerful, even if you don't feel it, you are. And everyone around you wants you to succeed. Your guides want you to succeed. Your universe wants you to succeed. We were born powerful. We were born abundant. We were born to create more life. I had a very recent, this is very in alignment. I had a very recent download of information, which I want to share. Which has to do, like, I was in meditation and then I literally became a cell. I became a cell that started reproducing itself. So I was just the cell that was reproducing itself. And I asked and I said, why are you showing me this? And then they said, this is life. This is the creation. And we women, we make that. We make other humans through that. Did you know what I mean? So what can be more empowering than knowing that this is what we can do? So yeah, this is, I guess, what comes to me to share.
It's exactly. We honestly just have to come back to, I wouldn't say the basics, but like just what is natural, and I guess the basics of just the foundations of life, coming back to that, the simple truths. And even just like just even thinking earlier, it was just like, the fact that we're even here, that we have this life, and that we're on a planet flying through space, like a rock flying through space, like we have the audacity to then think we're not enough, like, and we're not special, or like, it just, I was like, wow, when I think like that, and I'm like,
yeah, I think it goes back, unfortunately, it goes back a lot to the programming. So what we need to do is really deprogram ourselves and unlearn most of the things that we've been taught, and then start relearning a new truth, a truth that is more in alignment where we're going as humanity, in a new earth, in a new, I don't like to use terms as new earth, but I don't like to, because we are in it, we already creating it, you know what I mean? And we don't have to go and reach something, but it does come back to the programming. We have been programmed to suppress our powers. So how do we deprogram? We take a step back, we anchor, we ground, we settle in the moment, we stay in that stillness that is ourselves. And from that 0 point frequency and neutrality, we're then able to see things objectively. We stay in a space of non-reaction. We don't let our emotions take over too much. We don't, or we deal with them in a healthy way. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. Because emotions are good, they're there, we need them. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, but it's how we respond to them that makes us who we are. And that's how you deprogram the programming. Because, last year you would have responded with anger. This year you respond with compassion. That's a good place to start.
Amazing. Such a perfect note to end on. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm sure that all the women moving through this talk is, going to step away with something really, something really they can integrate into their own lives, and just, hopefully that everyone receives such a deep healing from just even that short transmission, because I know that they can be a lot longer, but that was just really powerful in and of itself. Like, I mean, I can feel that, like I could feel it, and I can still feel it like in my sacral area. I can still feel it in my hips, and I'm like, that's insane. Like, I'm like, that's so cool. It's so insane. But like, yeah, it's incredible, like how effective it is. So yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.